Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back to Hail and Ride African YouTube channel. Today we are looking at if Africa adopting a single currency will help Africa with their monetary and economic problems that faces the continent. You know, the West African countries, ECOWAS, in 2021 adopted a motion to introduce a single currency they called ECO. But I think where this might be, they might be moving in the right direction. I think it might benefit the whole Africa to have a single currency like Euro, EU. Most of the European countries uses this currency, and the exchange rate is higher than any other currency apart from United Kingdom in Europe. And I think some other countries that are having this currency problem will benefit from Africa having a single currency. A country like Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe have changed the currency more than 3 times in the last 5 years. Still, you know, their currency is still trash. Now, recently they came up with a currency that were backed by gold. But even at that gold, the worth of that gold is not something to write home about, because according to what I read, it said is about, I think the gold is worth about, I don't think it's up to $100 million. Yeah, national gold reserve is worth, and people, as I read, have started complaining that maybe some people have stolen from those national reserve, but because they couldn't, get a currency that will worth anything. But had it been Africa have a single currency, they can easily start using this currency in Zimbabwe. It's going to stabilize the economy. So I think there might be some advantages for Africans to use a single currency, because Africa is a big continent with more than at least 1 billion people living in Africa. That's a lot of people living in that continent. So just like China, having one single currency, whole China, and the China population is almost like the entire African population. They don't have problem using their Chinese currency. I think if our leaders should look into it and come up with a solution to get this single currency so that we Africans start using a single currency. And sometimes people think that when some countries introduce a single currency, the local currency will die. But it's not a problem if the local currency dies in Africa anyway, because some countries in Africa, most of their, external trade is in dollars. So if we have a strong single currency in Africa, we can do trades with those currency, and it's going to help for investment in Africa, so that you don't have to deal with the local exchange rate. So, when the investment is coming, it's going to be used with our own currency, instead of using, most of the time, it's dollars. Most of the contracts, especially Western contractors that work in Africa are being paid in dollars because that's acceptable currency. But had it been Africa have a single currency, instead of paying them in dollars, they start paying them in there's a single currency. But anytime anything that will benefit Africa, those external forces that are bent in making Africa, putting Africa down, will not allow this kind of stuff to happen. Like this single currency. I think that single currency will help Africa a lot, but the dark forces will not allow that to take place. But the ECOWAS in 2027, the eco currency they're planning, even though since they made they adopt the motion, the two countries have been pulled out from West Africa, or even three countries. Those countries that recently had a queue in Africa have left the bloc. I think they are working seriously to bring them back. I don't know when they're gonna come back, but it's not good because now not me. If you keep losing three people, you might lose another one, which means when you bring out this currency, it's gonna die off. But it was a good plan, But what I'm saying is that let's make it the entire Africa, not only the West Africa, that we want to use this single currency. Let's introduce a single currency to the whole Africa, just like EU, so that it will help us. I believe it's gonna help Africans. Even our trade with each other, when we use single currency, it's better. So the price is gonna remain the same. It's not like you're gonna deal with the exchange rate, because now the exchange rate we're gonna deal with other African countries in Africa. We use dollars. We use a foreign, currency, which is bad. And now that most of the French colonies are trying to stop using their franc, if there's something like a single currency in Africa, they can quickly adopt that one instead of going to adopt a local currency again. I think a single currency is gonna be beneficial to Africa. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the like button. And I'm your bratan, as the Russians calls me, your brother. Peace.